In this video, I'd like to show you how you can really have more than one subscriber. And we did do a sample a while ago where we had a large SYN port and a small SYN port. But in this scenario, just kind of for the fun of it, let's add an FTP SYN port. So we'll have another subscriber. This is a flat file or a file SYN port. And now we'll have here an FTP SYN port. And so what we'll have is a FTP site, which I'll just use the same icon here. And that XML file will also be sent to that site then. So in order to do this, I need an FTP site, and rather than using IIS, I'm going to actually use a real site that I have. So I'm going to go remote desktop to an FTP server that I have. So now we're going to set up another subscriber to receive this message and send it to the FTP site. So we're going to go to BizTalk admin console, and the port we were using was demo map out. So what we need to do is make another one similar to that. So this is demo map out FTP, and now we'll pick the FTP protocol and pass through or XML, either one's okay here, and let's configure it. And now you can see the protocol screens actually change depending, of course, on what protocol you pick. In the past, we've always picked file here, and we hit configure, we would get the file screen. So now that we picked FTP, you see a totally different screen. So this is neilwalters.net is that's the firewall address. I don't have a firewall. So the account was BTFTP. The password was the same. Okay, it's not letting me enter the password. Oh, username, BTFTP. I think that's... You have to pull down that little arrow first. And of course it doesn't show the password. All this stuff, by the way, is stored in SSO, single sign-on. So this configuration information is protected there by my Microsoft single sign-on server. So okay, there's the port 21, but we need to tell it actually what the server name is. There it is, server, neilwalters.com, and we'll call this PO FTP demo. BizTalk 2006. And the port number is okay, folder's okay. I think all this is okay. Click OK. And we don't need any maps or anything. We could turn on tracking just to be in case we need it. And we can start. We need the subscriber filters. So if we go back here to filters, we'll just copy this item. Click on it first, copy, and that's going to be BTS message type. So here are filters, BTS message type. That copy, for some reason, always copies too much. I don't know why it does that. So HTTP, blah, 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 blah. Okay, hit OK, and now start that. So now we're going to drop the same complex file again to map demo in. Off it goes. So we're going to go to hat. Okay, so we see here at 12:48, three things happened. We received a file, we sent a file, obviously probably to the flat file, and then this one again failed for some reason. So that, the first time we did the FTP, we probably made a mistake. So let's look at the message flow of the FTP, and it says the user BTFTP is incorrect. So I'm going to test that here by doing a regular FTP. And we'll do it BizTalk FTP, hit connect, and it connected just fine. So over here is our FTP site, and it's empty. So it looks like the credentials are correct, at least what I typed in there. So I want to go back here and just verify our configuration. And we'll check out the help for this. There's certain protocols that you use every day, and then like FTP, I think in the real world I've probably never done an FTP send port. So obviously then these parameters are not on the top of my head. So I'm just reviewing the parameters here and noting that account is actually optional. So I think I actually specified the proper parameters, but just to be sure, here's BizTalk FTP. Here's the password, BTFTP, all caps. It is neilwalters.com, not .net. That's the problem. That should be .net. Okay, so hit apply and OK, OK. And remember that this is actually going to be in a restart scenario. So if we look at the advanced option here, it'll actually retry in 5 minutes. But I don't want to wait 5 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll go to BizTalk admin console, go to the suspended messages, and again we'll just kill them all. Okay, and then I'm just going to go drop the file again rather than wait the 5 minutes. Oops, I tried to drop it in the FTP. That won't work. So here I want to go back to where I was. Purchase order system, map demo in, copy the complex file there. Off it goes. So back to hat, run query, and it looks like 1252 we now have success. We received and then we sent 2 transmits. So now to see if it worked, we would do 2 places. We would go to map out here and look at the times, and you see the 1252 file. If we open it in the browser, that's our order. Then we can go to the FTP site here. What I can do is open another window here, and I hit Control F, and these are a list of my FTP sites that it's memorized the user IDs and passwords for. And so I just click connect, and there's the FTP site. And notice the name is BT 2006 PO FTP demo, and it's got a different GUID. And if I F3 this, it'll actually pull it back to my machine and show me the same file. So what we've done in this demo basically is just to prove that you can have multiple subscribers. Go back to my Visio diagram. So the complex file came in. It went through this receive, this mapping, went to the receive port, ran the map, turned it to a standard PO, because again, if we look at this file here, it does have the root element of standard purchase order. Okay. Then it went to the message box database and said, who are my subscribers? And it found 2 ports that had the same filter. So it basically sent the message to both of these ports, and one of them wrote it to a file on my hard drive locally. The other one FTP'd the file off to my FTP site. Now in the next video, we'll just go one step further. We'll actually put a map here on the send port, and we'll map it maybe before we send it to the FTP site.